Welcome back, guys. This is Shane. Yes, I'm outside. This happens maybe once every 2 years. I'm only kidding. So today we're going to go get a new amplifier. I've had so many people ask me in the comment section of one of my videos to get one of these to do a comparison to something else, and I'll explain along the way. So here we go. So today I'm actually heading down to buy a Boss Katana Mark II 100 amplifier with a single 12-inch speaker, and the reason I'm doing that is to basically do an up-to-date comparison between the Boss Katana and the Fender Mustang GTX 100, which I was recently sent from Fender. Now, just to give you some perspective on this, I was a huge fan of the Mustang version 2s. They were one of the best digital modeling amps of their time, and they're still one of the best as of today. They have all the right stuff going on tone-wise, and they feel great to play. They really knock it out of the park. Even till this day, they're pretty much one of the best out there. Then Fender released the Mustang GT 100 and 200 series amplifiers, which I didn't like at all. I paid for the 200 and it wasn't great. Fender sent out a GT 100 at some point with the new firmware, and it was improved, but it still wasn't that good. Around the same time, or not long after the GT debacle, I had a chance to test out the Boss Katana 100 and also the Artist amplifier, which was a bit later than that as well. And both of those sounded pretty good. I like the Artist one so much more. I actually thought that was a really great standalone amplifier. I remember testing that out with Dr. Rick, and he was like, man, this Artist one sounds great. But it was pretty expensive, and I wasn't really that interested in owning one. But I know so many people love the Boss Katana amp, so I'm gonna give them another shot. I think since then a lot of the complaints I had about the Katana have been addressed, and now that Fender have actually got a much better digital modeling amp out than the GTs, I'm actually pretty keen to give these a shot and compare them against each other to sort of see what kind of tones we can get out of both. Alright, I just picked the amp up. As you can see, it's in the back. Oh, you might be able to see, I'm not too sure. You probably see that, all the mess back there as well. So I don't know what it is about solid state amps. Anytime I buy one, I like to buy one boxed. I don't like to buy them off the floor. For whatever reason, that just bothers me. When it comes to valve amps, I usually buy the ones that I test in the store. I don't know why, but it feels, I guess, more like a piece of electronics than it does an amp. To me, at least, anyway. I like electronics to be just packaged and new, straight out of the box. It's that experience that goes along with it. Now, instead of just shooting one really long video and comparing them like that, I'm going to break it down into a couple of different sections, because I know what's already going to happen, and I've been around on YouTube long enough to know the people who like the Boss Katana will like it irrespective, and people who like the Fender Mustang GTX will like it irrespective as well. So the first test is going to be a blind test. Sure, there's going to be some differences in the tones, but there's a couple of things that the GTX has up its sleeve to make it sound a lot like a regular solid state amplifier as well. So we're going to test out all the different facets over a number of different videos, including user experience, and then down the track as well, we're going to do a live tone test as well, unmiked. So both of these amplifiers are rated at 100 watts. I have a single 12-inch speaker. I'm really looking forward to testing these out. Now, for those who don't know as well, I also have a Boss Next Tone. We may throw that in the mix as well down the track. Let me know if that interests you at all. I sort of feel like there's some trade-offs between the Next Tone and the Katana. Just comparing those two already in my mind, I already know that there's some inherent differences. The Katana actually has a lot more options. The Next Tone is a little bit more of a premium amplifier, but you're kind of getting less. So it'll be interesting to see how those compare to each other as well, if that's something you want to hear as well. Just to let you know, tone and what you prefer is completely subjective to your taste. What I prefer is irrelevant when it comes to what you like more. I just like to give my experience through years of playing lots of different amplifiers, guitars, and pedals. I'm going to give you some of my perspective on what I think I'm hearing in the room versus what you might not know about either amplifier in comparison to each other. So that's the point of this series of videos. That's not to say, you know, one of them's garbage and one of them's great. It's basically to compare them tone-wise, how they feel to play, their features, their benefits, their trade-offs, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to keep this as completely impartial as I can. And if you know my channel, that's what I try to do. I'm heavily invested into this now, by the way, so I've just paid for this amp. It's not out on loan. I can't return it, unless it's faulty, of course, but I doubt it. So I'm not planning on returning it. It's something that I'm gonna shoot for a series of videos, and then we'll see how it goes after that. So yeah, stick around. Don't forget to click the bell if you wanna see that comparison video coming right up. All right, it is unboxing time. Let's get into this. Here's both amplifiers side by side, and I'm crammed in back behind them. This is the only way to get this in one shot. So we have the Boss Katana Mark II 100 over here, and we also have the Fender Mustang GTX here. Now, interestingly enough, as you can probably see, the Fender is actually a bigger cabinet. Bigger cabinets can generally mean a bigger sound. Generally, not always. If you take, say, a Fender Blues Junior and compare it to a Vox AC15, the AC15 feels like a much bigger amp because the cabinet is a whole lot bigger. This isn't that much difference. They're basically the same width. I think the Fender Mustang's about a centimeter wider, which is, I don't know, say a quarter of an inch wider, but it is visibly taller. I don't know if that's going to make that much of a difference given that these are both very they're similar amps in some ways, but they're very different in other ways as well. And that's what the series will be about, comparing both of these, getting the most out of them, starting just with a physical comparison. So we may cover this in a future follow-up video, but just for the sake of today, I've actually paid for this, just so you know. This one came out from Fender, so I do appreciate them sending this out. This video was heavily requested. I'm going to get to work on this probably tomorrow and start doing a shootout. I'm gonna do a blind test. I'm looking forward to doing this. If you have some suggestions for this particular series, leave your comments in the description. I hope you like this vloggy kind of weird video. Anyway, something a little bit different for the channel. It was great to get outside. I'm sure most people feel that way whenever you can get out and about in your part of the world. So yeah, there we go. I can't believe I've got a, what is it, a Boss Katana Mark II sitting here. I almost called it the Mark I. Anyway, it's here, so thanks again for watching. Catch you soon. See ya.